Hello, it's Phil, and I want to start off by showing you the view that I have right now. Amazing, right? I'm near the city of Brașov in Romania, and I'm in a small town up in the hills at the moment. And I want to take this occasion to talk about plateaus and how to deal with plateaus. And I'm going to illustrate it by telling a story of my own life. I used to play squash, and in the beginning when I played squash, I liked it so much I trained like a madman. We're talking about 16, 18 hours a week. Some people in my gym were actually calling me furniture at a certain time. And I joined a squash club then, and like the less good players I defeated, and I still won some matches against the average players, but I didn't win against the very good players. So that frustrated me a little. So after a while I contacted the squash coach and asked him if he was willing to coach me. And I can still remember the first time when I met him, and he gave me two options. He said, option A, I can improve your bad technique that you have right now, or option B, we can start all over again, back at the basics, and we're gonna make you a whole lot better. Now, that was a serious blow to my ego, because I've been training and playing squash for such a long time. I thought I already knew the basics. But I thought, I'm gonna believe this guy, and I'm gonna start back at the basics. Now, when I first started out training with him, I sucked like hell. It was even being worse than an amateur, you know, because I had to relearn everything that I learned before. So I had made some progress. I had the feeling that all the progress that I made, I actually lost. But I kept pushing, and in the end, I made a lot of progress. In the beginning, I sucked, but once my basics were really good, you know, I started improving a lot. I was one of the fastest rising players in the squash circuit at a certain time. So that's kind of an analogy of how plateaus work, you know. You can almost see it as mountains. You have, like, in the beginning you have a very small mountain, and it's like this, and then you're at a peak. But if you want to get to the next peak, like the next mountain that is over here, like, you can't go from here to here. You have to go from here to here, and then you go up again. So progress is never linear, you know. It's not like you go from point A to point B. You always have to go from this point and then go back to the basics, and then you go up again. And in the beginning you always make a lot of progress. Like that small mountain in the beginning, you climb pretty quick, and then you go back to the basics. And then you have to climb this bigger mountain again, but that takes a longer while and a lot more frustration. And then the next mountain is over here, and you have to go from here, down here again, and then up here, you know. So the better you become, the longer it takes to make some progress. And if you really want to make progress and learn how to deal with plateaus, you got to realize that in order to become better at something, you have to become worse at something and go back to the basics. That's the only way how you grow. Growth is never linear. Growth always goes like in fluctuation.